Okay, let's do some spoon carving. Now I've got a brand new set of spoon carving tools, but let's first of all just check how sharp they are straight out of the packet, and let's get them really razor sharp, ready to carve our project. So let's get them out to start off with. Okay, so here is our tools straight out of the box. So my experience with brand new carving tools is they're going to be factory sharp. So they'll be sharp, but not razor sharp. And so let's see how these go. The best way to test them is actually to carve into a piece of nice soft wood and see what sort of polished cut you get. Well, it's not bad, but you see this drag mark here? This needs to be removed. So there's a slight issue in that blade. Let's try the other one. So we'll go with a wider gouge. Well, actually straight out the packet, that's not bad at all. And let's try our shaped or long bent gouge. And to be fair, that's not too bad either. However, regardless of how sharp they are out the packet, for effective carving, you're gonna need to know how to sharpen your tools. It's inevitable. You're gonna need to be really good at sharpening tools. So let's walk you through the process to get this one in particular like a razor. So this is just a piece of leather. It's a purpose-made leather strop. I've just bought it from the internet, and down it you can just rub in, it's an abrasive honing compound. So you rub that into the leather, and then with your tool, just slide that tool down that piece of leather, and that's going to slowly start to put a very fine polished edge on the tool. Now what you could do, because you're going to need to do the same for the inside, and you want to be very careful with your fingers obviously, you could get a piece of leather. You want the nap side, the suede side of the leather, not the polished side. And this is new, so it's still a bit crumbly. So to do the inside, you could just glue a piece of leather around the edge of a shaped piece of timber, or this is a leather case for some sharpening tools, but you can also use this leather case to strop the inside of the tool too. So let's see if that's removed this issue. I can feel it's better, but we've still got this drag mark in there. A really fast method, a super fast method, is to use a machine that will do this for you. So this is a buffing machine. Generally, they come with these soft felt mops. You can use them, but not ideal. Because what tends to happen is, because they're quite soft, they'll start to round your bevel over, which you want to try and avoid. So you can purchase these hard felt wheels, and that's what we've fitted to this buffing machine here. Now then, it's incredibly important that the wheel is traveling away from the tool. You do not ever want to have that wheel coming towards the tool, because this material is soft and this is sharp. It's going to dig in and cause a really nasty accident. So it's incredibly important that you remember that wheel is traveling away from you. On this machine, I've got a flat buffing wheel and a shaped one. We will wear eye protection. And you can see that is traveling away from me. So I'm just going to put the edge of that tool onto the buffing wheel, and just get a lovely polished edge, and then remove the burr from the inside like that. Now, has that removed our issue? Well, it's really gliding. The rest of the tool is gliding through the work, but I can still see this drag mark. So let's go to the next step, which would be honing with a bench stone. Now, just as a challenge, I went to go and see if I could find the least expensive bits of equipment I could find. Now, I've just got these from a local DIY store. It's so this is they're little diamond cutting stones, and they're different grades. There's a coarse, there's a medium, and a fine. I think that's the coarse one. No, the yellow one's the really coarse one. You could also get an aluminium oxide type stone. So these diamond stones were 13 New Zealand dollars. That's about £7. This was 20 New Zealand dollars, so about 10 English pounds. And that actually, this type of stone is what generally I've used, and I bought this one for far less than that when I was 15 years of age. This one's got quite a dent in it now through the way I've used it, but I'll show you how to use it. The message is, whatever stone you get, you're going to need the same techniques. So let's give these a go, these diamond cutting tools. Let's give those a go. And I'll show you the technique. So with this steel, with this diamond type of equipment, you don't really need, I don't believe you need to put any lubricant on there. On the oil stones, then generally we'd put a very fine grade lubricating oil. So this is 3-in-1. And actually the oil doesn't act as a lubricant, it acts as a carrier, and it carries away the loose particles of metal and stone. But anyway, let's try this diamond cutting. So at this stage we've tried to remove that defect with a strop. We need a little bit more help than that. Ooh, these are quite aggressive. So what I'm doing is I've placed the tool, the stone horizontal to me. I'm just feeling the bevel. I want to keep the same bevel angle if I can. And I'm starting at one side, and watch as I rotate the tool on the stone. Can you see that? Wow, now I can really hear that cutting. So can you see that action there? So what's happening now is it's forming a very fine wire burr on the inside of that tool. Now that actually is really quite coarse, so I'm just going to remove that and go to a finer one. Now, as you're going, try not to round over these tips. It's really important that we try and keep them intact, so don't go too far over. Just try and follow the bevel. So now I've got this burr on the inside of the tool. I can feel it, and that can be removed with several different pieces of equipment. So if you're stuck on the diamond cutting systems, there are shaped diamond. It's almost like a file, but it's incredibly fine. These are made by Trend, these ones. You could get a natural shaped stone. This is called an Arkansas stone. Or similarly, you can get the aluminium oxide shaped stones too. But either way, the idea is we don't want to form a bevel on the inside of the tool. Now there's no right or wrong with this. Some people like a bevel on the inside. Personally, I choose not to. So I keep that diamond file close, actually flat on the inside of the canal of the tool. Be careful of your fingers because this is now getting quite sharp. And I'm just going to rub that up and down the bevel to remove that burr that we formed on the inside. So I'm just applying a little bit of this honing compound. Same on the shaped wheel. Let it go. Oh, yeah, now that is like a razor. So we're good as gold. And to maintain that, it's either every now and then just a little couple of swipes on the machine, or just continue to drag the blade down your leather strop and you'll be fine.